Hi there guys, Lax here from the Sub Podcast, always with the wonderful Ish by my side, where the subs have their say. We've got the Champions League draw coming up this week. I'll be very intrigued to see what happens there. I think last season was fascinating. We did absolutely blitz the league, and then we got given the team that goes and wins it, right? So straight off the bat, I'd probably say if we could avoid PSG in the league, that might be a great start. I think otherwise, with that in mind, last season, we beat Madrid at home, we absolutely battered Leverkusen. I think we beat every championship or league winner, didn't we, last season? So I've got full faith in that. I must admit, I'd probably want to avoid, like I said, a PSG, probably a Barcelona at this stage as well. If we can maybe get them later down in the group stages, that would be something to sort of avoid early. Other clubs that are sort of coming in as well that could be interesting, I think. Obviously, I'm very intrigued about Napoli. Obviously, Conte's obviously gone and won the league there in Italy. He's got some incredible players. He's decided to just bring them up to speed. I think obviously what he's done with the likes of McTominay and things like that, who would have saw McTominay getting a Ballon d'Or nomination, right? A nomination in that regard. So I'd say, if we can avoid the Italian champions, the Spanish champions, I'd definitely say as well. Teams I don't mind, I'd say maybe Atletico's a great shout. Atletico haven't really started off well. I think this is the first time in a very long time they've lost their opening game. I think it was against Espanyol, if I was correct, and getting that in that team correct in that regards. So there's a few teams I'd want us to avoid. Definitely, like I said, the league champions of Spain and Italy. Bayern Munich, even they do look good. I think Luis Diaz scored in his debut and obviously had a wonderful tribute to Diego Jota when he scored. I think they've just obviously won the cup as well, so they're always a great side. Harry Kane's an incredible goal scorer, so he's probably somebody you potentially want to avoid. But rest of Germany as well, though, they've just not done well. I think we can all think about the famous bald-headed man who's now gone to Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think he's got a lot to go for him there in that regards. I think Kwanzaa, as much as he's a great lad, played really well for us last season. It's not a standout replacement for someone like Jonathan Tah. He was a great signing from last season. They lost obviously Wirtz, they've lost Frimpong, and who's obviously come to us. They'll be up for it for a game like that if we drew them as well. And then finally, in that regard, some other teams maybe in France and things like that. Again, it's probably just PSG. As much as the French league has been showing us all now, they're not a farmers league and going up to win the Champions League. That's all due to one man and one incredible manager being Luis Enrique. We all saw the wonderful celebrations for his daughter who sadly passed away. That was a great moment. Can they do it the same again? They looked a bit ropey against Spurs. They've obviously lost Donnarumma. He's currently not training with the squads. And then obviously some of the other English teams, right? Newcastle are going to go into the Champions League without Isak this season, potentially. So will they struggle there? I think, like I said, we've got a very good chance to at least get top 8, because obviously now the league format has changed. You've got the top 8 that go straight through, and then I think the rest of the 16 obviously have a playoff rounds in that regard. So I think Liverpool will be fine. We'll go through the top 8. I think Chelsea potentially will have a bit of a struggle with fixtures. I think the fixture construction will get to them. They're obviously still struggling from the Club World Cup, so perhaps maybe a top 16 finish instead. Arsenal, I think they'll be all right as well. Top 8 as well in that regards. And then finally Spurs. I think Spurs might just get top 16. I think Frank, even though I think that was his first ever European game against PSG, to still get 2 goals up, I think he'll get those little wins where needed, so maybe just get into the top 16.
And for me, I think I'm a little bit opposite to Lax. I think I bring on the big boys. Last season, it was amazing to sort of go to the games, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, and to have that sort of momentum. I think to them be handed a draw like we did at the end was just bit of a nightmare. I think you wouldn't have expected that. I think as it was the first sort of iteration of that sort of format, everyone was just sort of gauging, okay, how does it work if you finish top, or if you finish 8th, or if you finish in the top 16. So for me, I think it's more to do with our squad. I think going forward, I think if we can get our players like a lot more fitter after Christmas, because I think that's where we kind of faded off a little bit. And I think it was hard if we were trying to compete we were still in the Carabao Cup at that stage. We had just got out of the FA Cup to Plymouth. And then I think those games were just a little bit too much for us. I mean, we gave PSG a very good run for their money, defended our socks off away at the, Stade de France.
Parc de France?
Parc de France. And and obviously came away with a cheeky 1-0 win, and then obviously held them to a draw and took it all the way to kind of extra time and then on to penalties, which again is just luck of the draw. And then obviously when players miss penalties, that you don't expect them to do, that's very difficult for us to take. And I think we could have beat them in 90 minutes at Anfield, but I think it is the legs, and obviously it's the whole Christmas period of all the Premier League fixtures coming thick and fast. So I think with the slightly bigger and stronger squad we've got this season, and if we make a few more signings, I think we could be in a position where we could be raring to go after in January. So for me, I think from a bias point, because I know I'll be going to some of the home games, I would love for us to have some of the big boys. So bring on the likes of Napoli, bring on Barcelona, bring on Bayern Munich. But yeah, that's me. So I think, and Liverpool to win it. I think Salah said it. He wanted the Premier League last season desperately, and this season I think he said he would ideally love the Champions League and the Premier League, but I think he'll put all his eggs in the Champions League basket. So yeah, that's my predictions for the Champions League going forward. And guys, please do like and subscribe and do comment. This is obviously the Subs podcast, and this is where the subs get to have their say.